Now, for believers, let me first ask, is your affections for Jesus real? Or is it just a routine? Is it genuine? Do you have great orthodoxy? Do you have really good orthopraxy? Let me introduce a new word to you that I learned last week. How about orthocardia? As you imagine, it has to do with the heart. Do you know all the right things? Do you even do all the right things? Or are you more like a Pharisee doing these things from a heart that is dead? Is your affections for Jesus genuine, or are you putting on a show? And I can ask the same question about your concern for the world. And so have you ever heard of the analogy of the hot water when you put an egg, a carrot, and a coffee bean in hot water? No? All right. So if you take hot water, I just learned this at a comedy show. So if you take hot water, right, and you take an egg and you put it in hot water, what happens to the egg? It gets hardened. And it gets hardened throughout. The eggshell, the egg white, the egg yolk, all hard because of the hot water. Now, if you take a hard carrot, typically harder, right, and you put that in hot water, it becomes soft. But what happens when you put a coffee bean in hot water? It changes everything that's around it. Now, keep that thought. We ought to mourn for Israel and the rest of the world who have rejected the Messiah, and our lamentation ought to be sincere. As we think of the promises of God and what that means for us, yes, we should rejoice. And at the same time, for the world, we ought to mourn. What this does is it takes away this anger that we feel so easily. It kills our pride. It keeps us from becoming hard. What it does is it causes us to be intentional about sharing the gospel with others, right? Instead of being indifferent and feeling defeated, becoming soft. A Christian should never be indifferent about where someone might spend eternity, because the promises of God has implications, again, for both believers and non-believers alike. And when you believe this, it's amazing how God will use you to impact the world around you.